Hello, Swexy. Do you want buns of steel? Do you want to be able to crush cans with your butt cheeks at a party and impress all your friends? Well, don't we all? Alright, enough goofing around. I've got this little cowlick thing going on. I need to go, where's my gel? Like, you know, Michael Jackson always looks so cool doing that. Or, John Travolta, right, in Grease. Okay. So that you can work that can at the party. And today I have a few moves that I think can get you a little closer to your goal. So much of this is going to be focused on different parts of the glutes, the medius and the maximus and the minimus. We're going to be definitely getting a little bit of lower back in there and hamstrings as well, because that really helps to define that whole area to bring it to its fullest Swexy potential. All of that said, let's go ahead and get started. I really like working the back and the booty. It's probably one of my favorite areas to work just because we often do neglect it, and those are some of the most important muscles to work to help you with your posture. And I think the better your posture is, the more elegant, the more long, the more ladylike, and the more Swexy that you look. So I want to start out by putting the pelvis on the ball, and legs are going to go out long. So very first thing, if you notice, if I'm just hanging out, you see how my tummy is just draping over the ball? That is so easy to do because it takes a tremendous amount of effort to suck your stomach in. But that's part of being Swexy, right? Putting the work in. So right here, just to start out, I want you to think about lengthening energy through the heels. So here we go, stretching out so that we're pressing onto the toes as well. And then I want you to push your abs straight up into the air. It's almost like doing a cat move from yoga. And you'll see what happens is the pelvis is going to come underneath. It's almost like you're sending your tail down, and then you're going to release it. And again, press the ground away and release. And press and release. Now that you've seen that movement, we're going to do 20 just a little bit quicker to get everything nice and warm. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the reason we're doing this again is to make sure that we're getting the most out of the back and leg workout that we possibly can during this video. About 7 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Just kind of drape over the ball for a second. Give yourself a little stretch. Good. And right back up. So you can go ahead and rest on your forearms if you prefer, or you can go back to the hands. Legs are out long. We're going to start with the right leg going parallel 10 times to the ceiling. Then we're going to hold it up and we're going to give it some little pulses. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold, 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pulses. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Already starting to feel warm. Now both legs are going to go together. Squeeze the ankle weights tight. I want the legs to stay glued. So here we go. We're going to lean down, Squeeze the feet, tummy still pulling in, hand lifts for 10, and then we'll do those pulses at the top. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 pulses, 10, 9, woo. Imagine that hand is between those butt cheeks, squeeze, 5 more, 5, 4, crush the can, 3, crush the can, 2, 1, and a little break. We're going to repeat that exact exercise, only difference is we're going to turn out. Back up onto the hands if you can, get in that nice position with the tummy tight. Now turning out means, for example, facing the camera, I'm going to rotate my knee from my hip to face you. So I'm thinking about lifting my outer thigh up to the ceiling, keeping my inner thigh rotated down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. Turning out, and 1, and 2, and 3. Think about both hip bones staying down on the ball. 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 10 pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down the forearms, heels together, toes apart, and squeeze the can, squeeze the can, squeeze the can, and lift for 10, and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 pulses, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Give yourself a little break. Okay, so 10 big circles in each direction. The focus really is on the splits part and the lift of the legs. So we are going to start going long, out first, up, and around. So just warming up the hips. Again, your choice. I think you can get more range of motion if you're on your forearms. All the way up through the middle. Good. They're going to start to get a little bit bigger as you go and you get more warmed up. 3 more in this direction. Go back a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Now reverse. So I want you to really reach those legs forward. Now again, my knees are facing forward towards the wall, and I want to try and lift with my outer thighs as much as I can before I bring the glutes together. This one, Swexies, is one of the best ones to visualize crushing a can. Imagine that can's right there between the butt cheeks. You're coming up and you're squeezing that can. And again, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, woo, 9, and 10. Good. Go ahead and bring that leg forward, and I want you to keep your foot on the floor, and you're just going to lift that knee as high as you can. So it's that same idea as a little fire hydrant-like exercise, except you can't really lift your pelvis off. So if you try and lift that foot, it's even more difficult. So we're just going to do 8 more, 7, 6. We'll be doing a lot of exercise like this throughout the video. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Leg comes forward. And you're lifting 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. How you doing? We're getting all warmed up in the hips. You're also going to find, I'm going to go ahead and take off the ankle weights now, that your walk, your sassy, Swexy walk that you have is going to be especially good after you do this workout with all of that rotation work in the hips. Okay, so now we're going to change. We're still going to be prone, lying on our tummies, but I'm going to have you put the ball towards your ankles to start. So those were about 5 pounds each. Now, the ball is 16 pounds, so we're going to be adding a little bit of weight to these exercises. So I want you to give it a nice squeeze between the ankles. So we're sneaking in some inner thigh work while we're at it. Legs are out, tummy's tight. We're going to lift the ball 10 times. Are you ready? Stretch out through those toes. Here we go. Good. Now anchor yourself nice and tight. You're going to lift the upper torso. Here we go. Same thing in parallel. So we did the turnout version first. Now turn those toes under, squeeze the ball super tight, and again, just the lower half of the body. Good. And again, now just the torso lifts. And the hands can be anywhere by your side, in front of your head. Out is the most difficult. Actually, a little bit easier, if you're having trouble, is reaching the hands towards the toes. So let's try it like that for 10. Now, pull the ball onto the hamstrings. And we're going to do 2 different versions. A version that's going to be specifically working more on the lower back and the upper booty. And then something that's a little bit more focused on the hamstrings. So from here, I'm actually going to squeeze the ball between my calves and my hamstrings. And I'm going to try to pull my toes towards my head. So we're going to do that one for 20. So here we go. You can rest your forehead or just look straight ahead. It's a nice little quad stretch as well. So it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ooh, so good. Instead of taking our heels towards our face, we're going to reach them slightly back away from us. So from here, I'm going to think about reaching my legs out and out and out and out. So I'm still lifting my pelvis, tummy's still nice and engaged, but again, as opposed to pulling here, I'm reaching it out. So by keeping the legs bent, I'm also engaging my hamstrings more than my booty. When you straighten the legs, you get a little bit more booty. And you can practice turning parallel or turn out, whatever works better for you. Generally, if you have back problems, the wider the legs are, the easier it will be on your back. Okay, here we're going to start. I'm going to move that ball away. We'll get back to the ball. Woo, there it is. So let me start with the right leg actually so you can see it. This is a bad position. My hip is lifting, my lower back is crunching. So from here I'm going to contract my glute, push my pelvis down, and then lift the leg. All of a sudden I feel that engagement in my hamstrings. So that's how it's going to start. We're going to lift, and then trying your best to keep your ribs on the floor, you're going to rotate, shift, and try and touch that opposite direction. And then bring it back. And again, you're going to lift, rotate, and down. Lift, rotate, and down. Lift, rotate, and down. And remember to engage those abs right here. Keep them tight. Ah! Use them to bring it back. Lift, rotate, and down. 3 more like this. Lift, rotate, and down. And lift, rotate, and down. Woo! Switching legs. Lift, rotate, and down. And 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 5 more like that before we add on. Lift, rotate, and down. And lift, rotate, and down. And lift, rotate, and down. 1 more like that. Good. Now we're going to do a little bit more of a rotation. We're going to allow the rib cage to come off, but continue to think about the chest staying square to the floor. So it's going to lift, rotate. Ooh, I don't have enough room. Okay, rotating down. And then in this position, so I'm still continuously trying to exert my energy with my upper body down to create that opposition. Then I'm going to slide my heel as close to my head as I can. Woo! Bring it back. This is a great way to work that love handle area. Let's go to the other side. So we're going to lift, rotate, try and slide that foot up to the ear, and then bring it back. It's kind of like a scorpion, right? And again, let me scoot over. And lift, rotate, maintain that opposition. Woo! Slide that foot up to the head, contract those abs, and bring it back. And again, lift, rotate, slide it up, and pull it back. 1 more each direction, and lift, rotate, slide. Ah! The booty is seizing. It is fabulous. And again, lift, rotate, reach, 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 and back. So now that we're all warmed up from side to side, I want to do a bow exercise. I think you've seen this probably in yoga. I know that we have it in Pilates as well. So you're going to reach back. Actually in gymnastics we used to do something called hollow rockers that were very similar too. You're going to grab the ankles. Grab the ankles. The legs can be wider apart, which makes it a little bit easier. And from here, you're going to press into your hands and lift the torso. So the rocking part comes when we allow the torso to come down. Then I'm going to use my lower abs to pull myself right back up. And again. So we're doing 20. That's 10. And go ahead and go back into a little child's pose. And just let